From a tower that will break the record for being the world's tallest building, to a smart city that will occupy a single line, almost 170 kilometers long. Saudi Arabia has been announcing mega projects left and right. The fun part? They're not just ideas, they are real and are part of a major plan. Now, what if I told you that one of these mega projects is literally a giant cube that will be a whole district in its own? As crazy as it sounds, this cube will be the world's largest building in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This giant monolithic building has been named the Mukaab, which is the Arabic word for cube. If you're wondering how big this project really is, then in metrics, it's going to be 400 meters tall, wide and long. That's big enough to fit around 20 Empire State Buildings. Imagine that. The outside will be covered with an intricately designed screen, whose design will be a modern interpretation of the traditional Saudi architectural design, Naji. Located in the northwest of central Riyadh, this project is being developed as a new downtown area for the Saudi capital city. The Mukaab skyscraper forms part of the wider Murabba district, announced by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, chairman of the newly formed New Murabba Development Company. But what will it hold inside? We'll get to it after we explain why they are making it in the first place. You see, the cube is part of the project Saudi Vision 2030, which consists of 14 major megastructures. In line with the Crown Prince, this project aims to achieve the goal of increased diversification economically, socially, and culturally. In simpler terms, the Saudi government wants to diversify its GDP by opening other channels of revenue.
أنا أعتقد أن أوروبا الجديدة هي الشرق الأوسط.
Currently, oil accounts for almost an average of 40% of the Saudi GDP. There are two problems with that. First, it's a limited resource that isn't exactly environmentally friendly, so you can't rely on it forever. Second, global politics and conflicts constantly affect oil prices, making the source of income rather unstable. To shift away from this economic dependence, this plan was made with three basic goals. Number one, to make the country the heart of the Arab and Islamic worlds. Number two, to become an investment powerhouse globally and receive foreign investments. And lastly, number three, to transform the country into a business hub connecting Africa, Europe, and Asia. Now that you know why the $500 billion project was approved, let's examine what's inside and how it will achieve the goals of Vision 2030. You probably know about the Sphere in Las Vegas. While it's like a giant ball with also a screen from the outside, it's a completely different experience when it comes to the inside. You feel like you are somewhere else thanks to the immersive experience it provides and its virtual capabilities. Now, imagine that, but a lot bigger and much better. From the inside, this giant building will be covered in screens from all sides that will show you breathtaking, ultra-realistic visuals. This holographic dome will be capable of projecting different environments, creating an otherworldly experience for visitors. Not only that, but you will also be able to detect the appropriate scent of that environment. I mean, it could take you to Mars and you'd feel like you're actually on the planet. And that's not all. From rainforest to the busiest cities around the world, and even fantasy lands, this dome will take you to places within seconds. Michael Dyke, the Chief Executive Officer of New Murabba Development Company, described this immersive experience. You could go to bed in the Serengeti and wake up in New York City. Inside this dome, there will also be a tall futuristic tower full of shops and housing. With more than 2 million square feet of floor space, it will house an expansive mixed-use space, providing room for commercial, residential, hospitality, and entertainment activities. According to official plans, the Mukaab will accommodate luxury hotels and high-end apartments, offering breathtaking views of Riyadh. It will also be home to a huge variety of retail outlets, from high-end boutiques to everyday shopping destinations. As for the fun side of the building, theaters, concert halls, museums, and exhibition spaces will also be part of the tower. Furthermore, the whole project is planned to be eco-friendly and sustainable, which is why there will be green areas and parks inside the building, creating a balance between nature and urbanity. These spaces will also contribute to the building's overall climate control. That means you would be safe from the intense desert heat in the summer. In short, this project is planned to be a self-sustaining ecosystem, providing its residents and visitors with everything they need, from healthcare and education to entertainment and commerce. It's estimated that the new Murabba will create 104,000 residential units, 9,000 hotel rooms, and more than 980,000 square meters of retail space. Once completed, this has been promised as a gateway to another world. So, when can we see this building in its final form? As the name of the plan suggests, 2030 is the year to keep your eyes peeled. By then, just the first phase would have been completed, just in time for Expo 2030. By the end of this phase, almost 8,000 homes will be built, which is enough to house 35,000 people. Construction has already begun. It's estimated that almost 10 million cubic meters of earth have already been excavated from the job site, and they are almost done with the excavation phase. With a project this huge, you need a lot of manpower, resources, and planning to complete it. One aspect that raised concerns was the impact the building process would have on neighboring infrastructure, such as roads. To take care of this issue, the developers even made a temporary bridge just for this project, so the public roads are not always jam-packed. Now, no project of this scale is without controversy, and Mukaab is no stranger to this concept. Starting with its shape, which is similar to the Kaaba in Mecca, the holiest site for all Muslims around the world, there was some backlash. People really disliked the whole idea of it being the center of attention, and even accused the crown prince of building a Kaaba for himself. Unlike the Kaaba in Mecca, which is a symbol of Islam, people regard the Mukaab as a symbol of capitalism. While the debate is still ongoing, the construction hasn't stopped. So, you can still expect it to be ready by the proposed date. Would you like to know why? Well, it's because the recent documentary, Kingdom Uncovered, Inside Saudi Arabia, revealed that the workers were working in poor conditions. The documentary alleged that workers were working over a maximum of 60 hours weekly and were forced to take a 3-hour bus commute to the desert site and back on top of their shift, leaving them with around 4 hours to sleep.
من ناحية إنه في خطر، نعم في خطر، تبغى الناس تشوف، تبغى الناس تعرف يعني كيف إحنا عايشين في اضطهاد وفي ذل وفي استعباد.
Once again, Saudi Arabia faced global criticism for these poor working conditions, but no action was taken. That's all for the topic of the Mukaab for now, folks. What do you think about this mega project? Does it look like an alien building to you as well? If you got a chance to visit it, what place would you want the augmented reality to take you to? And do you think this project has a massive socio-economic impact? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.